Joining me now from Tucson, Arizona, Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, Art Del Cueto. Art, I'll take it you weren't at the Beto rally. I'll just take that as a given here. I'm just wondering what numbers this presidential wannabe is looking at. Not since 2007 has the Border Patrol been as busy as you were in fiscal year 2019, 850,000 apprehensions, but a brand new dynamic, relatively speaking, new dynamic, and that is these unaccompanied minors and these so-called family units. And also, one more thing to consider, Art, that we talk about, and that is the ones that you didn't catch. While you're apprehending these so-called family units and spending all this time with these so-called family units, what about the ones that have gotten away?
I'm so glad you bring that up because no one else brings it up. I think that's a big factor. How many people have gotten away? How many people have we not apprehended? You know, this is one of the reasons that we were attracted to President Trump when he was doing his campaign. When he came down to Tucson, he reached out. He wanted to actually know what was going on out on the border. Here we have Francis O'Rourke come down here right where it's happening. And he doesn't even bother to get a hold of the Border Patrol Council, get a hold of some of the agents, find out, hey, maybe I'm close enough to the border. I should probably find out what's really going on the border. He didn't even bother with that. And you're right, Graham, I was not there. I actually wanted to ask him a question. I wanted to find out if he is, because of his past criminal history, if he's a prohibited possessor himself. And maybe that's why he's anti-gun, because he can't purchase one.
Well, it could be, but he's too busy doing that and showing us videos of his getting his root canal, while you folks are processing all of these family units, and you're finding out in various ways, sometimes scientifically, that these children are not that of the adults. In other words, these adults are not their parents, and then in some cases, maybe way too often, these children are being rented out by their parents to these adults so they can cross and quote a family unit?
Several days before Francis was in town, what happened is there was a huge number of illegal aliens that cross-trained themselves in. It was over 100. At the same time, there were several vehicles that agents had to apprehend because they were coming into the area. This all happened in a section that's notorious for drug smuggling. So what ended up happening is agents had to get preoccupied with these illegal aliens that turned themselves in. And at the end, leaving some of these gaps open, and that's where we have the issues. We see these criminal cartels bringing in as many illegal aliens as they can, thus moving agents from those areas because they're preoccupied trying to do the screening. In the end, it leaves kind of gaps in the back where drugs can come in. And one of the individuals that was given a DNA test, it proved that the 1-year-old child that was with him was not his own child. So now they're scrambling, trying to figure out with the different consulates of different countries, trying to find out where are the parents of these child. And as you said, many times these kids are being rented out to criminal organizations for $250 to $300. All the while, we have politicians in this country saying these are great parents. They should never be separated from these kids.
Right, and those parents ought to be thrown in jail. They ought to be tried and then thrown in jail. This is child abuse, what they're doing to their children. And if the country of origin is not going to hold them accountable, then I think we ought to station Child Protective Services down at the border to expedite these cases of child abuse. Real quick, Art, bottom line is what you need at the border is not just a president of the United States that wants to secure the border and put in some common sense immigration laws, but you need a United States Congress who works with the president of the United States who wants to secure the border, correct?
That's exactly what we need. We need a Congress that's actually going to enforce the laws. We need Congress that's going to care about people and citizens and constituents that are of the country they ended up being politicians from.
Right.
That's what we need. I thank you very much, though, because as always, you do a fantastic job of bringing the true voice of what's going on out there. Other people need to do as much as you do, and I thank you on behalf of all the Border Patrol agents I represent.
Just doing my sworn duty as an American citizen, that's all. And we need a Congress that is focused on national security and not a national disgrace. Art, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.